ZVZ. So Tal'Darim Altar is one of the trickier maps in ZVZ because a lot of the smaller maps you'll usually see both players go for an aggressive style, maybe Speedlings into Speedling Baneling. Usually one base play until one can do a little bit of damage, or maybe even just stay one base play into all in. However, on Tal'Darim Altar, since it is such a large map, you do often see players go for the fast expansion, but oftentimes you do see one player go for a fast expansion and the other player decide to go for like a heavy all-in kind of attack. So it'll be interesting to see what both players choose to do here. So Owen, you take it away with the introductions.
Yeah, so we have our yellow Zerg Tripp in the top of the map here, and then across from him in cross positions we have InaneAsylum as the pink Zerg. So it's going to be cool that it's cross positions as well, so they will have that the farthest distance possible in this ZBZ. I don't know, I'm always interested to see which players like to still all in this like giant walk across this map, but I guess with Zerglings it's not so bad, but for Terran it's always, a huge risk, obviously.
Yeah, so we do see both players opting for a 9 Overlord and droning up. We'll get in about the same timing. We did see Tripp a little bit delayed on building his drone. I guess he was too busy being mannered and saying good luck, good luck, good luck. I thought he was going to go for a 6 pool right there, but he just was being a little delayed. Extractor does go down for Tripp at 14, so it looks like a 14 gas here, and seems like InaneAsylum is just droning up to 15, and we'll see if he decides to go with a 15 hatch. So,
oh, it looks like it.
Looks like it, yeah. I mean, so this is what I was saying, usually like one player will go for a 14-14 and another player will go for a 15 hatch, and it could work out depending on how aggressive the 14-14 decides to be. If he just wants to go for a Speedling expand just for that map presence and safety of the Zerglings, or if he actually wants to be super aggressive and maybe even go for a Baneling all in. So we won't really know until after that 100 gas is mined and see if he pulls his drones off or if he keeps his drones on. It does look like actually though a drone is moving out with banked up minerals, so it looks like Tripp will be putting down a 14 hatch here. So 14 gas, 14 pool, 14 hatch. It's a pretty interesting build. I don't think I've seen that one too often, but
I guess it's just for safety.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it pays, and plus he can still get his early speed. He will have those Speedlings much earlier than his opponent, seeing that he is starting his speed right now, whereas his opponent's pool is only just finishing right now. So, so we do see both players have scouted each other. They do know where they are. InaneAsylum will see that. Oh, nope, it doesn't look like he sees the extractor and gas yet. And pool yet, but he will see it right now. Sees that it is jiggling, so it is morphing, researching, and sees the expansion as well. So both players here, pretty good on the econ. 20 harvesters for pink, 14 for yellow. Actually, it doesn't look like yellow has produced any drones since, so I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like he's producing mainly Zerglings, so maybe we'll be seeing it looks like a 2-base Speedling all in. InaneAsylum throwing down 2 Spine Crawlers just to be safe. He doesn't want to deal with any of that kind of shenanigans. He's getting a couple of Zerglings out as well to defend.
Wow. Yeah, there is a lot of Zerglings coming across the map here.
Yeah, so, but he does see those Spine Crawlers and he's going to retreat. Speed will be just about finishing for these Zerglings, and he could actually run right past those Spine Crawlers into the main base of InaneAsylum if he chooses to do so. He chooses to stay back in his base, it looks like, or maybe not. He's just as confused as I am, so...
And speed hasn't even started for InaneAsylum. So we have 16 Zerglings for Tripp and only 8 for InaneAsylum. But if he can keep them by these queen, or by this queen and these 2 flank crawlers, oh no, there's the run by right there.
So the Zerglings do run by, and they look like they're going to be able to at least snipe the queen. The drones aren't able to surround it quick enough, but going to snipe out this queen and take out a whole bunch of Zerglings here, drones here, and do a lot of damage there to the econ of this pink player. Yeah, doing a lot of damage, taking his harvesters down to 13. So it looks like he kills forgot the hotkey for it. I used to know it.
Control R?
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, he does kill 7 workers in exchange for his 14 Zerglings. So I think that's a very good exchange. But it does look like one drone is heading across the map for some reason. Actually, a whole bunch of drones heading across the map for some reason.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a misrally there.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Or maybe gonna build spine crawlers, but I don't know.
It'd be funny to see, but I doubt it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think it was just a mistake.
The harvesters are... Wow, and is he going to notice? Because if he loses these... Oh, he's
okay.
going to not.
He does move those drones back. That was a little bit of a misrally there. Gonna want to make sure he fixes that rally. Yeah, it looks like he did. So there is a Baneling nest down for our pink Zerg and a Roach Warren going down for our yellow Zerg. So Tripp will be ahead in the units in the case of Roaches are much better against Banelings. But looks like they're both econing up pretty hard. Pink able to catch up with 29 Harvesters. They're tied up right now. So yeah, let's see what the players decide to do. I'm just going to go on your cam right now. I just have to mute myself real quick. I'll be right back.
No problem. Alright, so we say InaneAsylum is a little bit supply blocked here. But seems to be just droning up, just like Tripp. And we can see that InaneAsylum is actually droning up a lot more. He's ahead in 10 drones. It's 35 Harvesters to 25 Harvesters. Tripp's just being very defensive, building some Spine Crawlers, and just starting to build some units now. He's building Zerglings. He's just going to have 14 and 2 Roaches. He might go for a little bit of pressure here. But it just seems like a strange time to do it. I feel like InaneAsylum's really going to be ahead in these next couple minutes as long as he keeps droning up as he was. He just built 3 Spine Crawlers, but I don't really know if he needs it. There's only a couple Zerglings there, and even though he doesn't have speed, it shouldn't really matter as long as he doesn't let these Zerglings really run by into his main. So here we are, we're going to see them run by again. There we are. And InaneAsylum just not that quick with his reaction time. These Zerglings really have to move down there and deal with that. He's fighting with his drones, and wow, that was... I guess he did take out the Queen, and he did take out a couple of drones there, just equaling it up. And then Spine Crawler really helping him out. But I feel like that's a lot of static defense that really could have been used on other things like drones. Oh, just a little bit of manner there. Pretty funny from both players. And we have a layer coming down. I mean, it's been a pretty relatively even game. Both players are playing very defensively at the moment, just little bits of aggression. I can imagine that it's a little bit hard to kind of feel out what the other player is doing on this map. You have so much space between you, and you don't know when it's possible to expand. You don't know when you should be pressuring, and you can see Tripp just getting spotted there, taking down his rocks by InaneAsylum. Really nice play with that Zergling. And both InaneAsylum and Tripp have overlords all the way down the map. And this is just, once again, really adding to that fact of, you know, if you do push, I'm going to just make units, and by the time you get here with your units, I'm going to have an army to fight yours. And so both players don't really want to attack so much, they just want to defend and kind of tech up. We can see that the Infestor hit is going down for Tripp, while we're just getting the lair for InaneAsylum. So a little bit behind on his tech, but I feel like it doesn't make that big of a difference going into the mid game because neither of them have their third base. And they're still relatively even on drones. So just a really macro-based game here, and I feel like not too much is going to happen until we get into more of a late game situation when both these players are on 3 bases. And because I don't know ZVZ that well, I'm really interested to see, does InaneAsylum also drop the Infestation Pit? I mean, I've seen a lot of Zerg micro tutorials on how to micro your infestors and how well they do against roaches, like the Zerg infestor combination. How your roaches are really just there to tank and your infestors are doing the damage with their fungals. Or at least that's how it was a couple patches ago. Wow, he goes for a Hydroden. And that's really interesting, because I feel like he's going to be going this really beefy, Hydra Roach composition. Which, I mean, it's really going to depend how these infestors are able to kind of stack up against this army. And both players are taking their third base relatively same time. Just kind of sitting back, waiting to see what they can do. Tripp actually has a couple less roaches, but that's understandable because he's produced 2 infestors already, and has 20 Zerglings that InaneAsylum doesn't have. Pardon me, InaneAsylum has 20 Zerglings that Tripp doesn't have.
Was missing 1 letter.
And yeah, there he goes, just mannering over a couple drones, as will InaneAsylum, I'm sure. And boom, there's an ice worm. Alright guys, this game's actually about to get a little bit interesting. Is this the Overlord right here? No. Where does he have something? This one, right here. Right. This one, right here. Just coming in, checking for that third base, looking, where can I put that ice worm down? Where can I get a little bit of an attack going? And that's really cool. I love this on this map.
That's good, I guess.
Because, as we said before, there's this huge trail of Overlords. Anything comes across this map, you're going to see it, no problem. And InaneAsylum just saying, fine, I'm not going to walk across this map with my army. I'm just going to Nidus Worm your base and get it over like that. And he has the advantage of having more units and less tech at the moment. And if he can just overpower this army and get in a really good position, he's going to be able to take it, no problem. But there is a couple fungals there for the infestors, and if they're able to get some good fungals off, that
did
could
you say suck a dick?
Pardon me? Oh, I guess they're not talking about
We'll
us.
see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully we get
He's
good
crazy. Anyway,
news with this other company.
that's hilarious. Oh man. So I don't know where this Nidus is going to go down, and I'm really curious. I feel like this is the perfect place. He doesn't have an Overlord nearby, which is really too bad. Find out. Put it on production and wait and see. How was your conversation, Peanut? No, it's not back yet.
Okay, I am back. I forgot you were on Skype.